Ooh, child. I am so sorry. Oh my God, I'm cracking myself up. Honey, today is Sunday and I was doing some things around the house. I called myself taking a nap and I just woke up. I was supposed to do this live at 2 p.m. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So I'm waiting for y'all to come up in here. I know it was supposed to start at 2 o'clock. I hope it doesn't mess things up and confuse people because I'm an hour behind. But yeah, I just woke up. I apologize. That's like the latest I've ever been doing a live. So I hope you guys checked out that video that I put up this morning. Another cult member, like Nature Boy, in a polygamy relationship, but he's killing the wives off, and and little kids. So I hope you guys check that out. Just to let y'all know, there's more black men in this community that are just killing the community with the nonsense and just violating women left and right. It's insane. Y'all need to go check that video out. That was so hard too. I know it. You know what's so crazy about that, Charm? I honestly didn't even get into details because it was so graphic. Some of the stuff that man was doing. I mean, how are you going to take a little boy into the garage because you thought that he was, had a little sugar in his tank and put one in the head? It was, it's sick. And I honestly believe if they did not stop Nature Boy because he was at no return, literally he was in the bathtub showing his privates, making the girls pull up their shirts, showing their tea bags, just standing there like little puppy dogs. I would not be surprised if he started doing some stuff like this man was doing. So y'all need to go check that out. Hey, old son. I apologize for being late. I'm like an hour late to be exact, but I fell off to sleep. But let me just tell you something. I had to summon Zoca. I needed to know where Zoca was at. Now, my right hand, which she was here at 1:58 to join the live conversation. I'm hoping that she ends up showing up. I know that I'm kind of late. But if she doesn't, it's understandable because I was supposed to go live at 2 and I totally forgot and went and took a nap. But she said, True Alchemy said she's probably in the closet. Now, I don't know what's going on with Nature Boy still playing these mind games with the community, playing in people's faces, making people think, one thing, but it's another. But at the same time, you're asking for legal fees and you're asking for canteen money for Slim Jims and ramen noodles. So they made us believe this time around that Zoca had left. I heard a big channel holder who does a lot of commentary still on Nature Boy also speak on that Zoca was acting really peculiar the last couple of days. And she kept getting phone calls and text messages. Well, text messages. I'm not going to say phone calls. And she kept looking at that phone. And then she disappeared. That was all an act. Zoca was either in that closet on punishment because she's been on social media carrying on with the crying and the crocodile tears. And the women don't like each other. So as soon as Nature Boy calls, because he calls probably all through the day when he's able to use the phone, they're all telling on each other. Zoca was on live crying. She was acting like she's having a nervous breakdown. She was acting real crazy. You can't embarrass Nature Boy. Nature Boy can still put you in that closet. But I want you guys to hear something because I had a troll in my comment section of my video asking, what did I miss? What do you mean Zoca was exposed? She very much so was exposed because she tried to make the public think like they did in the past that, one of the Carbonation members had left, trying to keep their name relevant. And they're really trying to confuse to stay relevant by removing somebody from the equation. So that's what I was trying to let you listen to. Nature Boy had dropped the ball by mentioning Zoca's name because Zoca wasn't supposed to be named. She wasn't supposed to even be thought of. She's supposed to be missing in action. You know, maybe a couple of people will send a cash app because people do that to be nosy on a DL. What's the cash app? How's Zoca doing? And get information in the meantime, in between time, while they're trying to get a cash app so they can get the information. You'll be surprised what people will do. And I really believe that worked for Nature Boy in the past. People want to be nosy, and then they get generous with their money until they get the information. Then they keep it moving on them. So, you know, because we know a lot of supporters, a lot of the information that we've gotten over the years with Carbonation have come from people they thought that they could trust. And as soon as a fallout happens, or even before the fallout, they're going to other channel holders exposing what they heard. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to really get, Zoca out them bushes. I had to summons her. If you're really gone, we're going to find out. And I have my little tactics just like they do too. And every time I bring something up that don't sound right in the equation, they always appear like is intended to be. The fact that Nature Boy talks too much kicked himself in the butt. Exactly. And recording it too. Let's not forget that. He recorded the crimes. And what's so sick about that is you don't know that what you're doing is a crime and that you're convicting your own self of this crime. Are you serious? Now I'm going to share this. And I hope the lady who I almost started to block because sometimes I think people are just trying to be sarcastic. They want to plant seeds. So they figure if they bring up a point that's not even valid, they can get everybody in a frenzy. Instead of everybody being in peace and harmony, just looking at the content, being updated with the information, you always get one straggler that wants to come along and start some mess. So I'm going to share this here. I think this is a video. I hope it is. We're going to find out in a minute, right? Let me see. I think it's this one. Here it is. So I want you to hear this. This got to be the video. I do so many videos, I be forget my own self which video. I'm waiting for it to start buffering. But yeah, they was trying to run game again. And I don't understand, how are you asking for $15,000 in legal fees, but you're playing in people's faces? It says he provided his own evidence. Yep, he sure did. So I'm going to play the video now. I don't know why it's buffering.
You a lie and the truth ain't in you.
You a lie.
Y'all know y'all are liars. So yesterday at 4 p.m., I did a live stream. And I happened to notice in that jail call, when he called back, when the phone hung up, he called back and he was giving orders of what they all had to do on this live, him talking to his supporters, Nature Boy. And what did Nature Boy do? He called Zoca's name.
And
what did Zoca do? She responded. She was in charge of, I guess, turning the music down. I'll let you guys listen. So again, they're playing in our faces.
Yeah.
And I really hope that you 4 Musketeers are listening to this premiere video, because you're liars and the truth ain't in you. And that's why right now you're having a hard time getting some support from the system. And I'm talking about the viewership.
And Zoca,
yes,
you can, you can,
And I'm talking about the viewership.
And Zoca,
yes,
you can, you can,
So don't tell me y'all didn't hear that. What you mean? What did you expose? I had one Raggedy Ann in my comment section asking, what you mean? Am I missing something? Yeah, you're missing a couple of screws in your head. Because everyone, not only just me, we all were wondering. We know that he takes people out of the equations a lot of times, and they are really still there. But we all were wondering what happened to Zoca. And Zoca, usually, if she's there, they'll summon her to do a download. This didn't happen this time. You know why? Because this was staged and planned, just like everything else. But what I don't get is, if you need $15,000, the last thing you need to be doing is making people pissed off and playing in people's faces. Okay? Zoca was missing on purpose. They probably figured the viewership is going down. You know, it's like even with channel holders, sometimes we got to take a break. One, to just take a break, a mental break, but also give people time to miss you. And when you give people time to miss you, then when they see you, they appreciate you a little bit better. They haven't seen you in a while. They've seen all this other content that's going around here. They want to hear something different. And everybody on their channels bring a different twist to this commentary thing with Natureboy. So that's what Natureboy does. He tries to, when he's not being relevant, nobody cares about what he's talking about. Nobody cares about supporting him to get ramen noodles and Slim Jims and to pay for lawyer fees, $15,000 allegedly for a good lawyer, seasoned lawyer to represent him, even though we know he's still going to do time. Nobody's thinking about him. That's when Natureboy strikes. He takes somebody out the equation. If you really want to get somebody's attention, truly, you should have took 𝗪𝗛𝗧 out the equation. You should have had her not in downloads with the women. And maybe told the public that 𝗪𝗧𝗧 left. We know you guys make up stories and then you switch them up. You even say sometimes when you make up stories, Natureboy, you didn't say it. Even when people play the recordings back, you'd probably even say that wasn't even you. That was your other personality or something. He is a narcissist. He is a straight liar. He'll say something and then straight lie in your face and say he didn't say it. That is the kind of dude that Natureboy is. As y'all come in, make sure y'all hit the like button. As y'all come in, make sure you hit the like button. I promise you it is for free. I really wish I would have went live at 2 o'clock because I honestly wanted this day, honestly, for just me resting. But I rested before 2, and that's why I'm here at 3. But it's not looking good for them. Now, something I'm questioning right now. Put a Y in the chat if you're starting to see this. What's up with True? I haven't seen True in the last couple of days. I did hear allegedly he was done with social media. Now, True's a coward, in my opinion. So if he was done with Natureboy, hypothetically speaking, he would say he was done with social media because that would be his way of disappearing into the sunset. He's not around the women, so it wouldn't be unusual not to see him doing downloads with the women because he's never around them. He's by himself in the car or in the park or in the woods doing downloads by himself. So if True decided maybe to go be where Sheba's at, take care of his son, we probably won't figure that out if he ends up deciding that he can't do this with Natureboy no more. It's gonna probably be a mystery. I can't see True going live and exploiting or exposing anything once he's done with Natureboy. I think that he's gonna fall off the face of the earth and he's gonna just bounce. That's it. He ain't gonna try to do what Solar's doing and Nateri and Musa. Well, he's cool. And the rest of the other cats are doing here and there, doing live stream. I think he's gonna leave social media alone. I honestly do. But I honestly think something's up with Solar. And if he just is taking a break or he's just saying for now he's not going live, and that he'll be going live, in the future, like within another day or 2 or a month, okay. But I honestly think that True is getting tired of the burden of having to take care of these girls and Natureboy. And I know it's got to be kicking in as a man that he should be taking care of his son. So, there's a lot that's going on. Trust me, behind the scenes. People are getting burnt out. The only one's not burnt out because he has to settle in to the reality that he is probably going to be looking at a lot of time is Natureboy. He's the only one that I don't really 100% think that it is set in that he is about to do some time. And I don't think it will ever set in his brain that he's about to do time until the judge sentences him. Because I don't believe that Natureboy is getting out. He is too much of a liability. And then there's been polygamy, aka cult members before him that are black men that we don't even discuss about. They do exist. Like that live stream that premiere that I put up, and I'm going to show you that as well. But we don't pay attention to the other demons, and the court systems do. They have a record archive of all of this, and they look at Nature Boy as somebody that's coming up, and he's doing the same thing. And you just can't have a whole bunch of these sick, mentally unstable men out here, you know what I'm saying, just causing all this ruckus. I mean, this dude here, he's taking people's lives. I mean, he's worse than Nature Boy. But I'm gonna show it to you now. Let me just get over here and share it. But I got a lot of energy. I needed that sleep, I guess. So let me share it with you right now. Here it is. Y'all go check this out if you have not checked it out yet.
Me cult.
All right, here we go.
Guys, just a small reminder that today is Sunday. Also, and have a clear understanding what the supporters to also understand, because people that are still supporting him definitely are under the brainwash and manipulation, and they need to think outside of the box and have a clear understanding why the courts, local authorities, everyone wants to make sure that the community's safe, because Nature Boy, if not detained right now, could in fact at one point or another become how this man 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 had became. I'm going to again put the video link and a few articles on where to find the information. Know that I'm a small channel and I'm not like a Tasha K channel. She's a larger channel. That's why she can get up there and drink her wine and, you know, cuss all through the video, because she's a larger channel. So YouTube is a little bit more lenient on larger channel holders. So I don't want to have this channel, you know, go outside of community guidelines, and then we're not able to share information that needs to be shared to the public. So we're going to try to stay in the guidelines of policies, but also be able to share the information. So this dude, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, he had a cult. He was married to multiple women like Nature Boy, and he also had kids from these women. Some of these women came with kids. Jumping right into it, there was a woman that he was with that had a child. The child was 4 years old. That 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 believed that the child was gay. The child was 4 years old. And he also believed that the reason why the baby's father had left the woman prior to her going over to be with Peter and his other wives.
This is really sad.
Is because the father must have been gay. So he ordered the woman to to kill her child. Then he decided that he was going to do it. So speeding up to what had happened, he took the young child into the garage and ended his life with one bullet to the head.
This is sad.
Then he had the women go and clean up the garage and dispose of the body, which the body was kept in the garage for some time until it had a smell to it, and then they moved the body. The mother still was a part of this community. I just want to say to you,
they gave her 30
probably
years.
Mad at the mother. I'm going to tell you before the end of this video. I'm going to tell you right now, when he finally got caught, because there were two, from as much information as I have gathered, women that, you know, the woman who was a victim because her child was taken by 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, she was still in the cult. She remained in a cult, but they sentenced her when they found out of all this gruesome stuff he was doing in this community with these women that he called his wives. They later on sentenced her to 30 years. So for anyone who's upset and you want to know right now, what did they do with that woman that stayed there in that community, knowing that this
I'm
man
still
did this to
live,
their child?
Latoya.
She got 30 years.
Yeah, I'm still live, sweetie. I'm still live, Miss Jacobs. So, anyways, see, this is what the outcome of listening to a man that doesn't have your best interest at heart. He's sick. He's a sick individual trying to run adults that are sick. And this is how it can end up, because people sometimes they take their power to the extreme. They get this power, they've never had it before. And they won't tell you that they never had it. They'll make you think that they've always had this kind of power, but they haven't, because you can tell in their behavior, how they move, they've never had this kind of power. And you it's really dangerous what people do with power. Nature Boy was abusing his power. It was, to me, a matter of time before he ended up like that cat right there, Peter Lucas, whatever his last name, the whole name is. And that man, because he was destroying his own life, because he's locked up, they gave him 2 life sentences. The one that man that ran the polygamy and had all those women. I think he had like 9 wives. He had killed one lady because he believed that, or discovered, she couldn't have kids. So he was on a rampage. If they didn't stop him, it would have been more to come. Just because he was having a bad day, somebody could have lost their life up in that house. But I'm telling you, when you give the wrong people power, they will use and abuse it. They'll use it in the wrong way, and it'll affect a lot of people, like it has affected everybody in Carbonation. It says, what 9 wives? I thought he had, like, I'm talking about the guy, the video I just played, Osa, of the lady, of the man. His name is, what is his name? Peter Lucas Moses Jr. I did a live stream on him. And I'm telling you guys why they have to do what they have to do with people like Peter Moses and Nature Boy. Because Nature Boy is a step into the next door of self-destruction. And you cannot bring past anybody's mind what a person like Nature Boy can do next, because he's sick. I'm shocked too. He's sick. So that is why when people say that are supporters, oh, he's not getting treated fairly. He's a black man trying to hold a black. No, it ain't got nothing to do with black, white. If anybody is a liability and you are out here acting a fool, doing inhumane things to people, you need to be locked up until you at least get rehabilitated. That's all I can say. I don't think people deserve to be locked up for the rest of their life. But in some cases, people do. And we can't all put our eggs in one basket and say, well, I don't think Nature Boy would ever take it there. Did you think the last 2 months Nature Boy would take it where he took it? Where he was in the bathtub showing his privates? If you thought that Nature Boy went overboard the last 2 months before the SWAT came in and got him, put a Y in the chat. Put a Y in the chat. I want to see how many Y's we can put in the chat. I put yes, he went overboard. That's because he cracked up a little bit. A combination of the ayahuasca, the marijuana that was probably laced. Then he went from red wine to Hennessy and tequila and all this other crazy stuff. And this is why he started to get delusional. And see, regardless if he was already delusional, getting worse, or the liquor, we can't play with that. Because when you ignore a person that's acting delusional, they're acting really out of character, you can't look the other way, because somebody in the instant can lose their life. And that's what we have to pay attention to. I really think that Nature Boy was on the road to no return, and people seen it in the community, and they were concerned. And the local authorities, the FBI, they were concerned too. Yeah, acting like a cat. Mm-hmm. So they had to take him in. Then they had that Caucasian boy over there. They had to make sure he was safe. So either way, Natureboy was doomed. He was destined to be where he's at right now, and that's in jail. Maybe if he would have toned it down that last couple of months, maybe if he started talking about the knowledge or something and toned it down, maybe they would have further investigated him, but he may not have been where he's at right now. I don't know. Or maybe they had enough evidence on him and they figured we don't need to keep watching this foolery. Let's just take him in. I have no idea how that went. But all I know is that if he was this great guy that some people still think that he is, he would be on a bracelet, maybe on house arrest. That's not the situation right now. Natureboy is in jail where he can be watched, where he has to follow orders. It says he's exactly where he should be, locked up. Yeah, he's crazy, man. And it says when he spoke to those police like he did, I knew it was over. But let me just say this to you. Let's put a Y in the chat if you remember back in the day, prior to them saying that this dude is nuts. We gotta bring him in this time. Who remembers? Put a Y in the chat if you remember him saying he wanted to marry his daughter. Put a Y in the chat if you remember that. If you didn't remember that, I don't know what rock you was under. But it's just a real sad situation. Yeah, it was bound to happen. Yep, but Zoca's still there. She ain't went nowhere. She just playing along with the game. I'll tell you one piece of advice. I wouldn't give them people none of my money to help with no legal fees and you playing in somebody's face. You got me messed all up. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. When you sit there and you see, because there are people that are helping them. But see, not only are you playing in the viewer's face that probably don't have your best interest at heart, but you playing in the people's faces that are your supporters, that are giving you their money from Walmart and all these places that they work at. So, you ain't doing right. You ain't doing right. You ain't never did right. You a liar and the truth ain't in you. Yes, he exactly is where he needs to be and throw away the key while they're at. It says, I'm trying to tell you because it's just crazy. That boy got himself into something he can't get himself out of. He joked about in other countries, they locked him up, but he always got out. But no, you in the United States, honey. You with the big boys. They don't play around. They ain't got time to play games with you. They're not playing. U.S. ain't playing no patty cakes with you at all. The U.S. ain't playing no patty cakes with you. Like you said, you like chess. Well, they're playing chess, not checkers. And the joke's on you now. You in the United States, you with the big boys. They don't play around. And you should already knew that. Come back to the States, you act like you got some sense. You ain't in no third world country where people don't understand your language. It's a language barrier, so they don't know what you're saying or don't understand what you're doing. No, you're in the United States. We all speak the same language. English, primary language in the United States. And you can't come here acting a fool thinking you ain't going to go to jail. You was doing too much the last 2 months. And it's so sad that I think that those women are not only over there to support Natureboy, they are lazy. They have no drive to go home and be mothers to their children or get counseling and rehabilitate themselves so they can be a part of their children's lives. I believe wholeheartedly, of course, their families are not going to give them back the children until they know that their mind is back on track. But at least be able to be present in the moment while your children are still young and they won't remember that you were gone or what you did to them. Be in your children's lives. I don't know when it's going to set in that Natureboy is not getting out. If he gets out, then okay, he got out. I still won't look stupid. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to be thinking like everybody else. The way it looked, it didn't look like he was getting out. So you never know what can happen. But I don't believe in my heart that he's getting out. Put a Y in the chat if you think that Natureboy is getting out real soon. And put a no in the chat if you don't think he is. I'm curious to see him. I don't live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I heard that them courts out there ain't nothing to play with, honey. You don't play with Georgia because they will make examples out of you. And I think that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make an example out of Nature Boy. You came to the wrong state doing that foolishness. We're not going to tolerate that. You're not going to make us look bad because, you know, there's a lot of black, you know, with black-owned businesses, professionals. And it's no reason for you to be carrying yourself like that when everybody else out here is holding stuff down, you know what I'm saying, and repping where they from, which is Atlanta. That's a working hard city. And you're not about to come into their state and tear down everything they worked hard to build. And I don't blame them. So for now, you need to be locked up until you get rehabilitated or something. Because all that nonsense that you're doing, it's not going to fly over here. Every judge that Nature Boy has got in front of, none of them think that is the right idea for him to be free. He is a liability. They don't want to have no blood on their hands that they let him out and then something happened. He's not even trying to help his situation because he's up here playing around, trying to act like he's trying to control and manipulate cellmates. Like he started a tribe in there. And there's nothing cute or funny about that. It's just a really sad situation. It really is. And then Malia, I hate to say this, I don't know why he keeps her around because she can't even articulate herself. He assigns everybody else to do downloads and represent what he stands for except Malia because she don't know how to talk. She don't know what she's talking about. She don't know the knowledge. And she's chiefess. She ought to be ashamed of herself and embarrassed. Because, you know, Velvet knew the knowledge. She knew how to articulate herself. It says he's not, and these girls are going to waste the rest of their lives falling behind. Yep, you're right. Because they're programmed. I'm over hours away from Nature Boy. I know that's right. Now I'm going to show you this one more time as in why I know Nature Boy's not getting out no time soon. We already seen it, but I'm going to show it again. This is why Nature Boy is not getting out anytime soon. Because when the local authorities, the judges, and everyone sees this, they're like, he's controlling people in the jail. Now, a lot of people said he's probably doing it for oodles and noodles, and he did it as like a little skit. That skit ain't funny, because we might know it's a skit, but the law don't. They don't know him like that. They don't know him like we know him. We know he does this stupid stuff. When he messed up, to me, he messed up any opportunity of getting out when he did this. Who does this? Who goes to jail and has a whole cell block? That's his cell block. Worshiping him. He's showing him how they're supposed to stand, salute, and honor him like they did in ATL at that Airbnb that he was paying $3,000 to. You think that looks good on his case? You don't think that when they bring him into court, they're going to use this for some new evidence of what he's already doing? He's not showing them at all that he's changed. He's playing in their face. You're playing in these people's faces. And I'm going to tell you something. You can play in our faces all day long. Who cares about us? But you're playing in the people's faces that you should be in good graces with right now. You should be acting like a schoolboy, a church boy. You shouldn't be playing in these people's faces because they look for reasons to lock people like you up. And it's a real sad shame that he downplays this. And it's not no joke. This is your life. That's how I know he's crazy. That's how I know the people that was following behind him is crazy. Because you sat up there, you let this man destroy your life. He did more than run your life. He destroyed it. And by the grace of God, they might be lucky to walk away with no scrapes. But the dude, Peter, that I showed you, that other cult leader that had the polygamous thing going on, they had about 9 wives and children, he wasn't so lucky. He's in jail doing 2 life sentences. And the woman who allowed her child to get taken out of this world from that man, from that leader or master that they had, she stayed with the man, and guess what they did for her? You knew that this man did this to your child. You still stayed with that man. You still slept with that man. You still consider him your husband, that man that did that to your child from another man. You heard that little boy screaming in that garage before what happened, and you mean to tell me that you didn't do anything about it? Well, you're going to jail for 30 years. And they should have gave her life with no parole, if you ask me. You might say that's being harsh. I don't care. I don't feel bad for cowards like that. A woman like that. You had to work outside the job. The guy, he didn't work. He made them go to work, and he stayed home all day. So while you was out going to work, you could have took yourself to the police station and got justice for your child. The only way your child got justice is when they caught up with this man and they locked him up. And that's when all the women had to come forth, and you know they were scared, and they told exactly what happened with that little boy and also with the woman who couldn't have any kids for this man. So that's when he took her life. And like I said, the woman whose child was taken out of this world by the hands of her husband, they gave her 30 years because she didn't protect her child. And I think they should have gave her more time. That's why I tell people you need to protect your eyes and your ears. You really need to protect your eyes and your ears. There's a lot of stuff going on out here that is just, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And we got to stop turning the other cheek. Saying it's not my problem. It's everybody's problem. It's your problem. It's my problem, because you just don't know what your children at all times are watching. And they can believe in this message that Nature Boy is talking about, especially the part that's how Nature Boy grabs all the young youth in and sucks them in with the, you don't have to work a job. When they hear somebody saying that and nobody else is saying it, their parents are saying, no, you got to get a job. You're going to have to stop paying rent around here. I don't care if it's $50 a month or a week. You got to learn some responsibilities. I can't be taking care of you. And when you hear somebody say you don't have to work, that right there is a way to suck them in to the lion's den. Swallow them in and spit them back out. By the time he spits them back out, ain't nothing left of them. Mind gone, everything gone. It's a mess up situation, man. My heart does go out to the fallen angels, as I call them. I hope they get it together. They've had time to sit with themselves. I think that they're running from themselves, to be honest with you. I think that they are not accepting of knowing that they made a mistake. I think that they're more ashamed to going back to their family and how they're going to be perceived. I wouldn't care how I would be perceived, because I could not be a servant and a fool to a man that's going to be in jail. He's going to have you recruiting women, setting up phone calls, and he's going to be trying to play low key behind their back. He's going to be sitting up there trying to get other wives to send him canteen money, Nature Boy is. And he's going to be telling them what they want to hear so he can get through his bid. And he's going to use those secretaries of his to make it happen so that he's never without. Trust and believe. Oh, it's hustle time now. It's game time now. And you will see how it all plays out. And every time I tell you guys something, it always comes to the light. Every time I tell you all something. Because like I said, I'm a commentary channel. I don't just put up the videos. I pay attention. Putting up the videos ain't doing nothing for me. You got to listen to what's being said. You got to look at people's body language and what they mean when they say what they say. You got to decipher through that. And then you can sit there and go, I see what this brother's trying to do. As y'all come in, let's try to get these likes up. It's almost 100 people in here, and it's them likes are looking like they're on a diet. So if you don't mind, happy Sunday to everyone. Welcome to everyone that's just joined the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And just make sure just to hit the like button if you don't mind. It's free, I promise you. Yeah, it's just not looking good, guys. It's really not. Anybody cooking Sunday dinner, put a Y in the chat. I'm coming over. If y'all cooking Sunday dinner, I'm coming over. Just let me know what time dinner's going to be ready. But it ain't looking too good. So I just want to come on this Sunday. I just woke up. I'm probably going to lay back down. Just want to come up and kick it with you. I was supposed to go live yesterday, and I was just too tired. And I scheduled it for 2, and then I ended up falling back off to sleep. Hello, Linda O'Neill. But what I'm going to do now is go back to my resting. Thank y'all for coming up here on your Sundays and spending it with me. Thank you for all y'all that came through. That means a lot to me. That you took your Sunday out just to be here with me. So y'all have a blessed Sunday, and I'll probably, I don't know, do a live. I'm going to be kind of busy the next couple of days, so I'm definitely going to be doing some pre-recorded videos. Make sure y'all start going to the videos that have nothing to do with Nature Boy. I'm weaning you guys off this content. I will do updates when updates are available, but I'm weaning you guys off this other content. We're going to talk about other things, current events that are happening in the community and around the world. So make sure you tune into that content. Support that content as well. I love y'all. Stay blessed, and I'm out. Mwah.